I'm live now. So if you are watching the recording, then you need to fast forward first 10 minutes. Then the actual session will start. We'll wait for the participants to arrive. I'll just check the audio reception. Hey Vikrant, hey Sri Ranga. So great, great. So just let me know if the audio video reception is good enough at your end. Hi, good morning Vikrant. Great. Thanks Vikrant for updating that. So we'll wait. How is it for you, Sri? So let me update on the WhatsApp group also that I am live. Hey Tathapi, welcome to the session. Good morning. How is the audio video at your end? Oh, great, Sri. Thanks for updating that. Yeah, good morning, Sri. I'm really excited to have you both, Tathapi and Sri. Uh, Obviously for others also, but you guys are the youngest people, and I'm really energized seeing you in the session. Now it's 7:02, so we'll be starting at around 7:05, 7:07. So let others join. Few of the people, for example, Sahana will be joining little later. She's having a class already, it's going on. So after 15 minutes she'll join. So by that time we'll warm up, and yeah, so let's wait for others also. Today being the first day, people may have difficulty to join. So we need to help them also if they have some difficulties, if it is a first time for them. Hey Tulika, good morning. Welcome to the session. Good morning, Nandini. Thanks for joining it on time. Please let me know if the audio video receptions are good enough for you both, Tulika and Nandini. Oh, thanks Tulika for updating. So I'll remove this audio input at my receiving end, whatever I'm seeing. So that will better the bandwidth as well, and I'll just watch your chats. So if any problem, just do let me know if I need to do some technical correction. Great. So we are waiting for a couple of more people to join. So then we'll start today's session. Today is the introductory session, as you know. Great. Thanks, Nandini, for updating about the audio video. So without any much delaying, I'll start today's session. If anybody else has joined, let me check. Okay, good enough. So others, those who are not able to join, they'll join in a bit time. I think another person, Kajal, he has not joined the group yet. So last evening I have given a call also. Right. So if he is not able to join, I'll connect with him later on, and he will watch the recording. Okay guys, good morning. Welcome to this first batch of SciSolution Foundation course on nature and life. So this is the first batch. In fact, I congratulate each and everyone to be a part of this, and I assure you for an amazing journey for these 4 days and going forward. So yeah, Pooja has joined. Good morning, Pooja. Welcome to the session. So this is the introductory session that, as I committed. So we'll have this session till 9 a.m. and after that we'll split into individual one-to-one sessions. Those who have seen the timetable, which is already uploaded in the group, in the WhatsApp group and the Facebook group both. So let me walk you through to start with how the course will work for you, So the Facebook group on which you have joined, that is the base of this particular course as far as the learning components are concerned. So learning components will be in terms of the study material that's already uploaded, and the WhatsApp group is for general communication, and it's a 24/7 connection, right? So so both the modes are available for any queries to put, but the study materials will be put primarily on the Facebook group. Now let's walk through the Facebook group for now. So this is the particular Facebook group I'm talking about, and I expect each one of you during our first communication, you have committed that you will be accessing this on the laptop. So the laptop interface I'm just showing you. When you go inside the group, you see in the left there are navigations points, namely about, discussion, units, chats, announcements, members, events, videos, photos, files, etc. Now your primary focus will be on the discussion, units and announcements. I repeat, discussion, units and announcement. So unit, I'll come to the discussion a little later. Let me show you how the unit works here. So when you click the units, you will find there are 5 units in total. The first unit is the study material, second is the day 1, third is the day 2, fourth is the day 3, and fifth unit is day 4. So the first unit, study material, will have the study material content, which is a reference note which is already uploaded on the, we have shared on the WhatsApp group also. There is a 85 pager. The moment you click on this, it will be downloaded on your computer. and you can access it offline as well. Let me, yeah, let me check if somebody is having any difficulty. Yeah, Kajal, I think he is not able to join. Right. So going forward, in the first unit, you will find the study material, and study material, I think you have already accessed it. Those who have not accessed, just I'll tell you that this is a 85 pager study material. So don't do hurry to go through. I'll guide you through the process how to go through those study materials. In the today's sessions also, I'll be sharing that process of going through this particular study material. Now coming to the Facebook group, you see, after you access the study material, the next unit will be the day 1 unit, and right now there is nothing in the day 1, but this particular session which is being recorded, this will be available for your recording access in the day 1. So likewise, all the live sessions of the respective days will be populated in the respective units of day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Right. Now coming to this announcement option, if you click the announcements, you will find the major announcements of that particular day. So today you see study material unit is the announcement, because this is the most important aspect for the day for now. So this will keep on changing time to time basis. Right. Now now coming to the discussion. Now on the respective session or otherwise also, you can post your comments and questions, any doubt that you feel any time during the day. Right. So we'll keep on addressing those aspects. And now on the specific videos also, you can videos and the study materials, so whichever time to time will be updated, on that also as a comment on that respective session, you can put your doubts. So you'll keep on updating on the live session also, you'll update about the responses of that particular question. Otherwise also post the session also will be addressing those questions. Now in the discussions, we will see this one-to-one session timetable is also updated. Now I'll discuss about these timings. Everybody has got half an hour time, because we have just 9 people in this particular course, and we are having liberty to allow up to half an hour time for the discussion. So normally the one-to-one discussion goes for 15 to 20 minutes. So just in case if it overshoots, we need not to worry. Right. So this is the timetable. Now Asha also will be joining little late. Sahana also will be joining little late. So I'll explain about the timetable at the end of this session. Now coming back to so I'd like to start with, I'd like to introduce the members here. So I'm really delighted to see the members who are here in this particular group. So as I have logged in as Rakhi, my daughter's mother, so she is a participant here, but though she will not be regularly joining the session, but she is a part and parcel of this particular process. And the admins, as you see, myself and SciSolution page both are admin in this particular group. And then you just you can go below seeing the participants over here. So I'll start with Vikrant, just to introduce, as I have already interacted with each and every one in the past few days. So Vikrant has taken many courses with SciSolution, level 1, level 2 in previous years. Now he has joined this particular course as well, and he is an alumni, and he is a student of Indian Institute of Film Studies, Pune. I don't know the full abbreviation, if I am correct or not, FTTI or something. So he's very much engrossed in life, in fact, in understanding life, because the film is a kind of profession where you need to understand life to execute your profession. So he is, and welcome Vikrant for this particular session. And then comes Nandini. Nandini never uses the Facebook profile picture. So Nandini is a natural farmer, but as a profession, her previous profession was an advocate. She was an advocate, and still she practices occasionally, but she is full-time natural farmer based at Delhi, Delhi, and she is also with Sai Solution since long, and she is one of the first lots of the participants who have attended this Sai Solution Foundation course, level 1 basics of nature care and all, and she is a treasure of knowledge. We will have lot of insights from her. Now coming to Vicky Fedsa, actually this is her pen name. She is Sahana, pen name or Facebook name, as whatever you can call it. So Sahana has not joined yet. She is a yoga teacher, and she will be joining in a while. And this is the first course she is attending with Sai Solution. Welcome Sahana to this particular series of sessions and the course on nature and life. Now the next participant is Do Uchchat. This is actually his name is Tathapi Uchchat, and I am very much excited. At the beginning of the session I told I am very much excited about this. They both are very much interested in this study. So let's have the show go on. So now Pooja Dahiya. Pooja ma'am is the director of few schools in Delhi. So she is also very much interested in healthy living and life as a whole. So I have interacted with her personally, and this is her first course with Sai Solution, though her husband has taken couple of courses with Sai Solution, and he has motivated her to join this particular course. And welcome to the course, ma'am. Now next is Tulika. Tulika is a professor with Delhi University. She is a geography professor and very much enthusiastic about the life and nature both, and she has taken a few courses with Sai Solution in past, and in this particular new version of nature and life course also she is interested very much. So welcome Tulika. Now it's Asha. Asha is actually from Netherlands, and she is an Indian but NRI. She is a content writer and author and health enthusiast, vegan activist, whatnot. So she is a treasure for Sai Solution. She has taken many courses with Sai Solution in the past, and in this particular new version of the course also she is interested. Welcome Asha. I'm sure you have not joined yet, but yeah, Sahana has joined. Right. Sahana has joined. Welcome Sahana. So I was talking about Asha. Asha will join in a while. This is an odd hour for her, being in Netherlands, but she is very much interested and enthusiastic in this science, so she has joined. Welcome Asha. Next is Rakhi. Rakhi is Mumtaz's mother and my life partner and the business partner as well. She will not be regularly available for the course, but definitely accessing off and on. Then Kajal. Kajal is a scientist, and he is actually, I'm not sure Kajal if he has joined or not. Kajal, if you have joined, please respond in the chat. Otherwise I'll guide you, if you are watching the recording, I'll guide you personally how to access the session so that you will not miss any session starting the next session maybe. So yeah, Kajal is a teacher right now as a profession, but he is a researcher in cancer studies. So somehow he found this information about this course, and incidentally he is from the same college where I studied, and my hometown also. So I really appreciate Kajal joining this particular course as a mainstream researcher on cancer, and he wants to know about the nature cure views and nature's interpretation of the cancer also. So that's the primary aspect of him joining this course, and I welcome Kajal. So there is nobody else to introduce in this particular course, and I really appreciate each and everyone joining this particular course, because this requires a great enthusiasm and interest, I tell you, because this particular course requires full-time attention and full-time commitment, because I have received a lot of applications, but ultimately I have narrowed down to 12 people, and out of 12 also 3 last minute some emergency came and they had to quit, because I cannot compromise on that full-time attendance and full-time commitment for this particular course. So and they admitted that they will not be able to attend full time, and they can join the future batches. So I appreciate you all for joining this, because this is full time and this is from home. From home, having a full time engagement like this is a tough, I understand, and I appreciate, and I thank a lot to each and everyone. Without much delay, I'll start the session. So for starting the session, I'll switch over from the laptop to my iPad, because that will enable me to write also. I keep on writing as well, and I'll share that PDF of writing notes also. By that time, you can actually arrange and keep your notebook ready, because the particular study material that I have shared with you is just a reference, but a lot of other things also will be discussed in this particular course. So keep on noting whatever the new information that you get, that will help you to assimilate the knowledge in a better way. So before switching over to laptop, I'll just show you the study material once and how to access the study material. Right. So this is the study material, Nature and Life Sci Solution Foundation course, PFC. So the first page will have the index, So if you are accessing on your phone or on your computer, you can, these all are clickable. This content is clickable. Each contents are clickable, and you see there are 4 sections. There are 4 sections. Let me show you a little closer look. Yeah. So the first section is the intro. Under intro, you will find there are 7 articles, 7 chapters rather. So these chapters are health myths, infection, nature's explanation, deficiency, nature's explanation, a few terms to know, disease, a lovable initiative by the body, the formation of toxemia, stages of diseases. So today's task for you guys is to go through these 7 chapters only. So you need not to concentrate on other chapters right now. So I'll give you this intro talk where you will find a lot of mentions about these topics. Now I'll not go through specific topics in this particular session, but evening 7 o'clock will be rejoining. By that time, you need to go through all these 7 sessions. Those who are engaged in the one-to-one session, they will be just pausing for half an hour for that particular session. Otherwise, they'll continue reading these all 7 sessions and keep noting your doubts and post it on the Facebook page or WhatsApp group. Right? Is that clear? Any repetition? Just do let me know on the chat. I'll repeat the instructions also. Now in the intro, I'll try and cover all the aspects of these 7 topics. But if something is missed, I will reconnect in the evening and I'll explain that also specifically. Now, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day. Day will have these 5 topics with detailed understanding of this particular theory called Union Unison theory. So this is a typical theory to understand the life as a whole. So I'll introduce that into tomorrow's session. So now you need not to bother about this. Just you see what are the topics are there. That's it. Don't go through the topics unless I explain it. Now on the third day, this is the Union Day, where we'll be focusing on the activities and activities including the sex and procreation topics also. And the third is the Unison Day, third topic, and the fourth day is the Unison Day, where we'll be focusing on the mind management primarily. And we'll have lot of tricks and understanding about the thoughts management, how we can manage our thoughts to have a better life syncing with nature. So these are the 4 topics that we'll cover in these 4 days. Now I'll switch over to my iPad for a better presentation and writing facility. So just we'll have 2 minutes of break. By that time, if you have any question, you can put on the chat. Thank you. Yeah, Sahana, please go ahead switching to your comfortable device. You should not attend this. I don't recommend you attending on the phone, because the phone is a small device, small interface. So as planned, it's 7:30 a.m., 7:32 a.m. To be more specific. So we'll start today's session. It will take around 1.5 hours to conclude this particular introduction. Then you can start reading your materials, and we'll have the calls at exactly 10 a.m. onwards. We'll be starting the calls. Right, if you guys are ready, just give me a node of yes, okay or something on the chat. We'll start the session. Right, guys. Thanks for updating. So thanks for being with the live session. So now I formally start this particular intro lecture of the first day of this course called Nature and Life. Now, before I start and share the details about this particular science called Nature Cure, because that's the foundation of our course, so we'll explain the basics of science, of this particular science called Nature Cure in this particular session. But before going to that, we need to understand the aspect of this particular course. The course is meant to propose whys and to meet your understanding at the why level. So when we perceive any aspect in life in this root of why is the greatest faculty of mankind, because if we clarify the why, then the rest things are assured. So that is the baseline of this particular designing of the course. So don't hesitate to ask any why, let that be any level of silly. So be very frank to ask any why at any point in time. So all these 4 days are dedicated to whys. So it is no matter who has practiced it, unless why is understood, will not accept it. It doesn't matter where it is written to practice, unless we understand the why, we will not accept it. And most importantly, how many people have accepted any particular choice of life, it doesn't matter. Unless the why is understood, it is not for us, for our assimilation. That is the baseline of this particular course. Now, who means any specific person is not important. Where means any specific scripture is also not important. And how many means no statistic is important unless it is understood at the why level for me. Because we know in this age of data analytics how the statistics can be manipulated and it can be misguiding also. So the statistics are not important here. So the last point is very much important for the youngsters, because we are driven by the statistics blindly. Since these many people are okay with, for example, the Facebook likes, I am writing an article on the organic marketing and the inorganic marketing also. So when I say inorganic marketing, that's the paid marketing on the Facebook. So we have tried both. So now the inorganic marketing will give you huge number of likes with no serious readers. With no serious readers. Hardly a few people will be very much serious to your content which you are sharing. If you are promoting it in an inorganic way, you will get thousands of likes. Doesn't matter. But the organic way, I used to share a lot of articles, so I used to get very less likes. It doesn't matter actually. The likes depicts that the serious people are only liking it. So that's the organic route, that's the natural route. Inorganic route of statistics is confusing. That can be morphed easily. So that's just a kind of comparison that I have given, that the Facebook like, the number of likes that you get in Facebook doesn't matter really, So yeah, Kajal has joined. Welcome Kajal, you missed the first half an hour, but never mind, the primary session is just starting. So when I say that we'll be covering the whys, definitely the first why that bothers us, and incidentally Kajal has joined, and Kajal is a researcher on cancer studies. So why disease occurs is a perennial Yes, so Vikrant comments that engagement through comments is a measure of how your content reaches organically. Very correctly, very aptly explaining, Vikrant. Thanks. Vikrant actually manages FTTI's Facebook page as well, as I know. So he knows the Facebook marketing and the SEO marketing a lot. So yeah, so coming back to the topic that we started, that why disease occurs. This is a perennial question that mankind gets haunted. So, so we'll explore this particular question in the initial session today. But definitely, before going to answer this, we need to clarify few of the understanding of vitality and nature cure as a science. Now, nature cure is a science of vitality management. Now, when I say vitality management, we need to know what is vitality, right? Now, vitality is the life force that actually makes this body as body. Otherwise, without vitality, this body will be termed as dead body. Now, with this understanding, we need to correlate vitality with a formless aspect called energy. So, that is the energy that we have within us, and energy is a capability to perform for it's a capability to do works. So, any activities that we do, be it just blinking of your eyes or walking, talking, deep thinking, what not, you just name any activity that we do consciously, beyond consciously, everything is being performed by the vitality only. Now, when I when we say vitality, that means vitality, if vitality does all the activities that we perform, then definitely if we have some wellness problems, that also can be reversed by the vitality. Just for example, if you get a cut, few days back I got a cut here, then now as you see there is just a spot. This got stitched on its own. This was a deep cut. So on its own it got stitched. Who did it? Our vitality. So our vitality has got that potentiality to reverse the health problems also, provided we manage the vitality well. Now, so to understand vitality, we need to actually refer physics a lot. So in this particular course, we will be referring a lot of physics understanding to explain how vitality works and how we should manage our vitality to have a better life. Now, physics has got, just a second, the projector got switched off. I think it's a, well, it was just the power issue. I'll just reconnect. Just give me 1 minute. Sorry for the interruption, guys. So it was some technical difficulties. So now it's sorted. Yeah, so I was talking about the physics and the nature cure. Now in physics, we study thermodynamics, right? Thermodynamics has got 4 laws, and the laws are named as first law, second law, third law, and zeroth law. Actually, the zeroth law was discovered last, but it was to be named as fourth law, but scientists found that it is an independent law. That's why it has been kept as zeroth law. So we'll come to all these laws in the later part of the course, but for now we need to understand the first law of thermodynamics. The first law of thermodynamics, it's also termed as the law of conservation of energy, which says that in an isolated system, the energy will be conserved. It can neither be created nor be destroyed. So to understand this, we need to understand what is the meaning of an isolated system. Isolated system so this is an isolated system. This is called surroundings, whatever is outside. So outside is surrounding, and this is an isolated system which is isolated through a boundary. Now this boundary is very much important to make the system isolated. Now in this isolated system, whatever the energy that will remain unchanged, that cannot be increased or decreased in its existence. Now our body is nothing but an isolated system, and whatever the energy during the time of conception that we receive, we'll come to that point, that how this receiving happens. So whatever the total quantum of vitality that we receive at the time of conception, that will remain with us till the perishment of this body. Till the perishment of this body in particular, because after death also vitality will be staying to perish this body, to make the homeostasis of the nature. So you see any dead body of any organism. So before going on that, I'd like to mention another thing. This particular science called nature cure is not specifically for mankind only. This is for any organism. So you can just observe any organism to verify your understanding about nature cure. So I was talking about a dead body. When an organism is dead, that time also, after some time, that body becomes soil. On its own, it becomes soil because of the vitality inside the body. So that vitality which is there inside the body, it will remain within that system till the time of the perishment of the body. So that's the first law of thermodynamics as well. So this is very much congruent in understanding of energy and the vitality. And to be particular, that this is the primary difference between other health sciences and nature cure science, because nature cure science identifies this fact that the vitality is constant. And now let's work on the management of the vitality instead of increasing the vitality in a superstitious route. So that's very important understanding. The first understanding is the vitality quotient within the body is constant. With that note, I'll start with the principles of, you can note down these all the few things. Actually, the following two principles are very important to understand the nature cure science. So first, the foundation of nature cure is in terms of understanding that the vitality is constant. And now two principles. One is the voice of the organism and other is the law of unity. So we'll start with voice of the organism. Now voice of the organism is actually understanding our own feelings. So we have lot of feelings, right? Now voice of the organism, now this is suppose feelings, through different routes we get feelings, right? Now my reception was disconnected, so let me check if the things are going on well. So yeah, okay. Tulika, as I see that you're saying that video audio is not matching. Now you acknowledge that it is matching now. Okay, right. Thank you. So I was talking about feelings. Now we do have two types of feelings majorly. One is bad, other is good. Both bothers us and actually push us to react, right? Now nature has got some message through the feelings. So nature, if the feeling is good, then that will have, so irrespective of good or bad feeling, the feeling will have a stimulating agent, the stimulus or stimuli in plural. So we need to find out the stimulus of the particular feeling. Now when you, so I'll start with the good feeling first. When you have a good feeling, then you need to find out what is the stimulus or stimuli for that matter. Now the stimulus will be either natural or artificial. So what we are doing is the stimulus or the origin analysis. So this is called origin analysis. So origin analysis of the feeling is very much important. That is what is the voice of the organism, understanding of voice of the organism. So now if it is going very theoretical, I'll give you some example. Example of food is very easy here, which I give occasionally. So suppose an apple and an apple jam, both are given to you. Both will be liked by you, right? You will like it. So you will get a good feeling. You will get a good feeling. Now at that time we need to pause and we need to find out what is the stimulus here. The stimulus in particular case is either apple or apple jam. Now in case of apple, it is a natural stimulus. So if it is a natural stimulus, then go ahead without any restriction to satisfy your good feeling. As many apples you want to have, go ahead and have it. That is what is the nature's call. So here we are understanding life syncing with nature. So we need to sync our life with nature in terms of all of our feelings. Now the food is very easy example and understandable example. That's why I have picked up this. But in terms of other all feelings also, the same kind of analysis can be possible, right? Now in case of apple jam, the stimulus is artificial. If the stimulus is artificial, behind that good feeling, we need to scrap it. We need to outright scrap it. That's the message of nature, because that artificial stimulus will be a toll on our vitality. When we are talking about vitality conservation, then the artificial stimulus will be a toll on our vitality consumption. So we'll end up consuming a lot of vitality and we'll end up having a bad state of health. We'll come to that, how it happens. Now the origin analysis is very much important, how that particular feeling is originated. Now if the feeling is bad, irrespective of natural or artificial, irrespective of nature or artificial, we need to scrap the stimulus. For example, chili. Chili is a natural substance, but it doesn't give us a good feeling. It gives us an irritating feeling. So we need to discard that as food. Instead of that, we occasionally do that, we mix chili with something else and we just pass this gatekeeper, which is restricting chili. So that way, this is a bluffing for us. So we need to understand this very analytically. What nature wants us to do is to acknowledge and honor our good feelings, which is triggered by nature. This is what is the understanding of voice of the organism. We need to identify this. Now, after we identify the voice of the organism well, we need to understand the law of unity. That is the another foundation of this particular science, this beautiful science rather. Now the law of unity, it can go metaphysical way, that we all are connected, and those all things we will be covering in a later stage of this course. But for now I'll go very easy to explain what is law of unity. The law of unity is identifying the cause, not the symptom, because the symptom, as far as our health is concerned, the symptoms are on the surface, the cause is beneath. So we need to understand the cause going deeper without identifying the symptoms a lot. That's very important, because if we go on identifying the symptoms a lot, we'll be in that peripheral zone, peripheral zone where the symptoms to be addressed only without going to the root cause. So the symptoms are just at the periphery, and those are superficial surfacing of some problem. So we need to understand this particular aspect in understanding the law of unity. So I'm not going very deep, because we can go and spend a day also on law of unity. Just understand, as far as the health is concerned, the symptom is not the main aspect, the cause is the main aspect, and in nature cure it is just the cause we bother, not the symptoms primarily. Definitely symptom is an indicator of a bad health, we identify that way, but we don't address the symptoms directly, we address the cause going deeper. So how to go deeper? Now the next few slides will explain that. Now what happens when we do not listen to the voice of the organism? When we do not listen to the voice of the organism and we defy law of unity. For example, the chili example that I have given, if we inculcate a habit of consuming chili regularly, then what happens? When we consume chili, it happens that my inner parts of the body fights with it, because the outer part, the tongue, was bluffed. By mixing chili with something else, we just transport it to the inside, and the inside body parts actually fight with that. Now in that fighting, what is actually being spent? The vitality. So in case of apple and apple jam, if you compare, the apple jam will take little vitality in its digestion assimilation process. But if you consume apple jam, it will take huge amount of vitality in its digestion, assimilation and excretion process also. So that way, if we compare this defying of the voice of the organism and following voice of the organism, we will find there is a tremendous difference between the vitality spent. Now, if we go on this way of defying of the voice of the organism repeatedly, consistently, and also law of unity, for example, if we have fever, fever is a symptom, the raising of the temperature is a symptom. Now, if we suppress that, addressing directly that raising of the temperature through any kind of chemical intervention, or non-chemical intervention, if we suppress the fever, then what happens? The fever is a mode to expel the toxins from inside. We'll come to know in details little later, but it is an endeavor of the body, we need to understand at this point, to expel the toxin, expel the garbage from inside. Now, when we do that time the garbages will not be expelled because we have suppressed fever. So the garbages will be kept inside and the body will need to fight with the garbage on a constant basis. Who will fight? Our vitality. So in both the cases, when we don't listen to the voice of the organism and when we defy law of unity, in both the cases we will actually spend vitality more and more. Now, when we keep on doing that, there will be state where we'll feel tremendously tired. So it is not the physical tired, but the overall tiredness, and that higher or the highest level of tiredness is nothing but the innervation. So innervation, you can note down, innervation is the depletion of vitality beyond its limit. The depletion of vitality beyond its limit, and that limit is a kind of unique for each and every one. So you cannot comment that this is the limit and this is the limit for all. So that limit has to be understood by each one on specific basis, and that cannot be given a number, right? Now, when we do that, when we innervate ourselves a lot, then what happens? Then actually the body will react to that particular innervated stage. Now, when we innervate, now the body actually has got these three primary activities. So I'll just use a machine language here, because we understand machine well, and machine is nothing but replication of body. The way body works, machine tries to replicate it. Now, when we see this, that input, processing and output, 1, 2, 3. This is a 3 steps process that body undertakes. Now, when that is taken by the body and body undergoes innervation, as I explained, that keep on defying the law of unity and don't listen to the voice of the organism, the body end up being innervated. Now, when that happens, then body will try to adjust with it, because body tries to give us the best of the experience. It will try its maximum to give us such experience, but it will impact on some other zone. So the first 2 steps will be covered somehow, but the third step gets affected because the priority is maintained in the order. When that happens, that the third step gets curtailed. The third step gets curtailed, that times what happens? What is this output? Output are two types. One, excretion, other is elimination. Now excretion is stool and eliminations are three types. One is urine, other is breath, and third one is sweat. Nandini says no connection. How is it going on now, guys? My reception is good. What about Pooja? Okay, okay. So Vikrant says that I need to repeat from output. So I'll repeat from the output. So I'll repeat the complete flow because this is very easily understandable. And what about Kajal? Kajal, can you watch the video and listen to the audio? Can you please confirm? Right. So I was talking about, see, I'll just walk you through the complete flow because this is very easily understandable, connectable. See, there are two foundations. One is the voice of the organism and other is the law of unity. Now, both the foundation is the nature's message that we need to identify the voice of the organism and we need to identify the law of unity without giving lot of importance to the parts. The whole is the primary important aspect as far as the law of unity is concerned. And as far as the voice of the organism is concerned, we need to identify the good feeling if it is triggered by the nature. Now what happens? Now when we keep on defining these two things repeatedly, knowingly or unknowingly, that definement can have an array of examples. If we keep on doing that, then what happens? We actually deplete our vitality from inside. When we deplete our vitality a lot, then we end up being enervated. So we are tired. Innervation, don't go for that this heavy word innervation. It is just tiredness. Just tiredness, but not only the physical tiredness, but overall tiredness, physiological, psychological, all the aspects of tiredness. When that tiredness happens, that time I have given the example of the output. The output gets curtailed. Okay. Okay, now it's going well as per Pooja. So Pooja will have 2 minutes of break after some time. That time you can actually switch to your mobile also. Yeah, Kajal is watching. Tulika, I am repeating the input output both. So now see, the body works in three orders: input, processing, output. Now when we are innervated, that time the third order, the output, gets curtailed. This one gets curtailed. Now output, what are output? Output are four. One is the excretory output, that is stool, and three are the eliminatory output, urine, breath and sweat, through which we expel toxin out of the body. Now, when we cannot do effective output, what happens? The toxins get retained in the body. This is as simple as that. Now, when output gets reduced, the toxin retainment happens, and that toxin retainment is called the toxemia. It is the state of toxemia. Now, this toxemia is the single disease as per nature cure is concerned, as far as the nature cure science is concerned. Now, toxemia, if we think that we are suffering from diabetes, that is nothing but the affected pancreas because of the toxin. If we are suffering from heart disease, that is affected artery because of the toxin. If you are suffering from arthritis, that is affected joints because of the toxin. So that way, this toxemia can be explained, that any disease can be explained through the roots of toxemia, whatever the disease can be, and we will go deeper into this aspect, right? Now, what happens? This cure, nature cure, we say, and recently actually we have renamed our courses as nature and life because of this is one of the reason, because this cure is our interpretation. There is nothing cure happens, because the body undergoes a metabolism 24/7, and through that metabolism all the cells are being replaced by the new cells. If the newer cells are healthy, then we call it as a cure. If newer cells are unhealthy, then we call this process the body as a diseased body. So the metabolism includes two processes. One is the anabolism. You can take notes also because this is not there in the course study material. So metabolism has got two steps. One is the two sub processes rather. One is anabolism, other is catabolism. Catabolism is breaking down of the cells and anabolism is building up of the cells. So this is 24/7 happening. So with the new material, the anabolism happen, the newer cells build up. So if the new materials are good and we have enough vitality to build it, then it becomes a healthier cell, and if it is reversed, then it becomes a disease cell. As simple as that. So this understanding will enhance our management in a relaxed way, because that program is there in everybody. If you are diseased, then you can be reversed also, because disease happens in the same process, the cure also happens in the same process. It is nothing but effective metabolism, the cure. And when we have lot of toxin inside, then body has got a programmed expulsion of toxin. It triggers healing crisis, a crisis state, a state of crisis which appears to heal the problem, to bring the homeostasis back. That's a nature's program. It's a tendency of nature. It's not an intention. It's a tendency of nature to heal the problem and bring the homeostasis back. And while healing the problem, there could be some discomfort. That is why this is called crisis also. So that may happen, right? Now the healing crisis could be a fever. Fever is a primary healing crisis, which is an excellent way of expelling the toxin from inside. Then flu, it could be skin rashes, it could be loose motion, it could be acute pain. So all these ways